goal, I made sure that the username, the email address, and all of that was available, and I wasn't like breaking any copyright laws.
Absolutely. You mean you did your homework? What? What must that be like? No, that's amazing. That's really cool. And so I noticed in your description, you list yourself as dissecting relationships. Now, only share what you're comfortable with. Now, you kind of made me aware. Do you mind, in case people aren't familiar, how did you get into the world of narcissism specifically?
I grew up around them. And I mean, like, the majority of the adults around me were, and I mean close, like close adults, were
Mhm.
on the spectrum of narcissists. And
Okay.
some, I think, bordered on sociopathy.
Okay.
Not to get too much into it. And then
Sure.
my stepmom, so my parents divorced, my dad married this awful woman who is a malignant narcissist.
Mm.
And I didn't realize she was a malignant narcissist until about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
But I also, I grew up around narcissists, so I think I was used to the feelings of, people pleasing and always judged and always under scrutiny and just roller coasters of emotion. So because I was used to that, I married into that also.
Oh
Yeah, and
gosh.
I didn't realize that my ex was a narcissist.
Mhm.
But when I separated from him, I was talking to my therapist, and my therapist was like, he's a narcissist, right? And it was like,
Oh,
oh my goodness. Like
oh,
everything made sense. So this
uh-huh,
was around 2020. It was,
uh-huh,
right around the time that the stay-at-home order started. So I've really become aware of the narcissists that were in my life in my childhood,
uh-huh.
and Megan really, really helps validate the
Mhm,
behaviors I've observed before, because a lot of times you you don't think that there are people that, when you have so many positive people and you don't have envy or jealousy towards other people, it's very
mhm.
difficult to understand when people have those feelings towards you. Like, because I don't think like that. I don't feel like
Sure.
that. When I see
Exactly.
someone, yeah, when I see someone win, I am genuinely happy for them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep,
and
I
it's hard.
totally understand. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe that there are people that are not like that.
It is, and I think that's how I'm not suppo I don't know you, I don't know you well, I know you, but I don't know you super well. You sound to me like you have empathic traits as somebody with the same. I can relate so hard to what you're saying, and I think that's why they seek us out. It's because we just assume that they will be telling us the truth, and they will do what's right, quote, unquote, "right," and that sort of thing, and that's not how they operate. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I think it's incredible what you've chosen to do and that you're helping people, through this because I think just by, say, not to make it about me, I feel the same way. So I struggle and I'm very open about having extreme anxiety. And I thought, well, I could keep that to myself, or by sharing it, maybe others will be like, oh my gosh, I do too, and that's what I've found with this community is we can relate to each other. And so for you sharing this, I can tell you're helping people. I think that's incredible.
It is really amazing, and it's satisfying, and it's really why, I mean, other than, wanting to prove to my friend that Megan is a narcissist. I also, the goal is I want to share what I've learned. And,
Uh-huh.
I preface this with, I'm not a therapist.
Uh-huh.
I'm not. I've just
Sure.
experienced it for decades. And in
Mhm.
fact, I am going to say, in one of my earliest videos, I did an analysis. I don't remember what it was exactly, but someone commented and said, I'm a therapist specializing this is what she said. I'm a
Uh-huh.
psychotherapist specializing in cluster B personalities, and you have it exactly right. And I was like, look at that.
Oh,
Look at that. Yeah.
wow. That's a huge pat on the For you. That's amazing.
Yeah. I was like,
Wow.
"Good."
Mm.
So I've learned
Mhm.
a lot, being around it for so long, and I hope that my experience helps other people too.
And do you find it triggering or more healing for you to see, what Megan or whomever you're studying is up to? Does it trigger things for you?
No, it's the opposite. It's completely validating because
Oh, okay.
it's like, you grow up around these people, and in the way I grew up, I was taught you respect your elders, you don't question them, you just do, you listen to them. And then the the really shocking thing is how family will protect the narcissist. And this is a
Mhm.
dynamic that's like seen everywhere. So when you're a child and you look at these people that you respect that are your elders and they're protecting the narcissist, you
Mhm.
question like, is it really that bad? Is is their behavior really that bad? Or is this just normal functioning? This is what it's like. Studying Megan is so validating because it's wrong. What Megan is
Yeah.
doing is wrong.
Mhm.
So for me,
Mm.
it's completely validating.
That's good. That's good then that you're able to help people. And because I worried, I worry about, I worried that, yeah, I wondered if it would bring up bad things for you, but it sounds like it's the opposite. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
That's really good. And do you have people reaching out saying similar? Like that, do you find that people also find it helpful to go through this stuff?
They do. They do. And
That's
it's
good.
so I've done a couple of live chats and there's a lot of conversation that happens in the live streams, and people
Mhm.
comment about their experiences a lot, and it's just wonderful to see that it really is a community, and narcissism has touched so many people, and a lot of times, you know, you don't recognize it for what it is, and
Mhm.
it's very hard to put words to the experience because so much of it is done subtly. I mean, the
Uh,
goal is to hide what they're doing, right? So to be able to talk to people, and then there are a lot of people that were like, oh my gosh, I've learned so much. I recognize that this person in my life has these same type of characteristics. So it's like eye
yeah.
opening for some people too. So it's great. It's so satisfying to see that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it would be. I'm sure. And I'm actually so happy to hear that it gives you a sense of healing through that too. That's good. That's really good. So I do want to give you a shout out because you're very popular all of a sudden. Tell everybody who has followed you recently and who has been retweeting you. 'Cause I am so blown
Oh
away by
my gosh,
this.
I'm blushing.
No, it's amazing. I haven't gotten this kind of stuff. Tell us what happened. Tell us who it is.
Okay, so one of the first people that followed me, Jen, was you,
Mhm.
and it was,
Oh,
like, so amazing to me. I was like, "Oh my
oh,
gosh, she
nice.
liked my posts."
I
Uh,
do. I do like your posts.
yeah, and then, the Sidley twins followed me, and
Mhm.
that was another, like, fangirl, like, completely
Aw.
fangirling. Yeah, yeah, and then according to Taz, I think, she followed
That's
me.
amazing. Uh-huh.
And then Taz actually did a video a couple weeks ago, and she sent me a message, and she was like, "I'm sorry, but I used a couple of your clips." And I was like, "Please use my clips.
Oh, that's so
Go for
nice.
it, please."
Uh,
So that was really, really nice. Oh, and Steph the Alter Nerd, I
oh,
did a
good.
live,
Uh-huh.
with her a couple weeks ago,
Oh, good.
Resting Dollface, and
Uh-huh.
the last 2 that I'm gonna say, I cannot
Oh,
even believe it. Like,
so cool. Uh-huh.
Dan Wooten and
Woohoo!
Angela Levin, I know,
That's
is cray cray.
awesome.
It's so cray cray. Like,
That's so awesome.
talk about
Wow.
validating, right?
Yeah. So so I had noticed that and I DM'd you and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Hazel 11 retweeted you. That's incredible." Oh God, you must have been over the moon. I would have freaked out.
Yeah, yeah, I
That's
I
so
and I
good.
think at that point, I didn't even know she was following me.
Oh,
So Um,